Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Nicki Minaj is out there confirming that something might actually be coming up with Billie. And we're also going to be talking about Young Money Radio actually coming back to Apple. And at the same time, Doja Cat is now in the hot seat. It's like move away Matlamini, way is being made for Doechii. Now, this is certainly going to be interesting. Now, we're also going to be talking about Milagro and August. What was happening yesterday? And Coi Leray, allegedly, there's so much drama happening with her and the baby's father. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tea Blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great. You guys are doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about which one should we start with? Let's talk about Nicki Minaj first, and then we'll get to the juicy tea about Doechii and Doja. So yeah, Nicki Minaj is out there teasing a collaboration with Billie Eilish. I do know that a lot of people, including myself, I really did think that 2025, well, not just myself, I mean, in other Nicki stalkers, we're very confident that Nicki Minaj in 2025 is not going to be dropping any music, which had some of us having so much confidence just to think that, well, we will finally maybe own 2025. But lo and behold, Nicki Minaj is teasing something. This is what she decided to tweet on her Twitter. She said, the Billie got Eilish, so stylish, ride game, drive me crazy, low mileage. And then she said, oh, okay, Barbz. And so people were like, okay, what are you doing? Are you telling us that you are working on a Billie Eilish, verse? Is that going to be like a feature? What exactly is happening? Now, personally, I will say that if she decides to go on hiatus in 2025, I would see why. And I personally would think that it would be interesting to see how the industry would be like without her. I mean, already we are seeing that, a lot of people are waiting for her to say something, to do something, for them to also do something in turn. So already I feel like people are beginning to see the impact of her absence. Female rap as a genre, it becomes just less interesting, when she's not around, because there's nobody to paint the bad guy as, there's nobody to copy, there's nobody to villainize. It's boring. You've been seeing how it has been like. So to a certain extent, I mean, if she does decide to come back, I'm like, okay, let's see what you have in store. I do know that someone is not a fan of this. Someone is probably annoyed that, can you allow me have 2025? Can you allow my payola to work? Can you allow it to work with no interruption, please? Can I get attention? You know how they like to beg and say that Nicki should give others the space to shine. You've been given more than 3 months, but none of you have been doing anything. So please. But anyway, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, okay? Those people that feel threatened by Nicki Minaj, Nicki is the least of your worries in 2025, because there's somebody who's out there being propelled to be Nicki's competition. That's the one you should be worried about. In 2025, the industry, unfortunately, is not looking at a certain somebody as Nicki's competition. They are propelling, training, and payolarizing another person as not only Nicki's competition, but as Doja's competition. Because to get to Nicki, you gotta knock out Doja Cat. You gotta know the Transformer has already been knocked out, if we're gonna be honest. Bongo 2 knocked out. So now there's Doja Cat and there's Nicki Minaj. So it's like a hierarchy where somebody has to go knock down Doja Cat and then move to the bigger hill or mountain, actually, that is Nicki Minaj. And that takes me to the next topic that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about Doja Cat, Ebro, and the whole podcast. When I tell you that, Barbz, this is none of your business in as far as going online and trying to fight for Doja Cat, this is what I'm talking about. Let the industry games begin. Because tell me why this man sat on that podcast and we're just trashing Doja Cat the whole time. And the me that really pays attention to industry gimmicks and everything that goes down, I do know exactly what's happening. This is a situation where they do know that somebody who's biting off someone's style may not have the power to shine better than the original. So to ensure that the original is not perceived as that artistic, talented person, what do? Let's knock down the original, the semi. I'm going to call Doja Cat a semi-original because she also has inspiration from, Nicki Minaj. We all know that. So now what do? Let's knock down Doja Cat first and make way for the repertoire, okay? So honestly, it's getting interesting in my books. Ebro, despite having a thorough sit down with Doja Cat, where Doja was explaining to him the whole thought process behind Scarlett and, all these gimmicks that she does. I mean, in that podcast, you could really, believe Ebro could have you fooled that he actually is understanding what Doja Cat is saying. So for him to be on a podcast acting oblivious to why Doja Cat, what was the thought process behind Scarlett, is very interesting for me to watch. That's why I now believe that the whole music industry is just an illusion, because you cannot make this up. Now, some of the things that they were bringing up as reasons to why they don't F with Doja Cat are quite interesting. Because these are not things that we just recently found out. These were things that were found out way before Scarlett, way before some other Doja Cat projects. But it will interest you that some of those things have never really been brought up like that as a way to say, so let's not listen to Doja Cat because she's being accused of doing that. But now, all of a sudden, this is a problem in this era. This was the same Doja Cat that, was giving Doechii an opportunity to open for her. And Doechii and Ice Spice were super excited about that. Nobody in that moment, including TDE, cared about the accusations that Doja Cat had because Doja was giving Doechii a platform. But in 2025, of course, it has to matter. In 2025, all of a sudden, these things are now being used as, weapons to say that, listen, we cannot listen to Doja Cat because of this. And this is why I often say that all these morally high, social media industry, music industry people, it's not even about the morals. It's not even about the principles. It's about putting somebody, down when they feel like it suits their narrative. The same way that Kendrick doesn't have an issue working with people that have actually been accused in court of certain acts, but will stand on here and say that, well, I'm this morally upright person and Drake is a PDF without any proof, no accusations, nothing. And the whole industry, the internet will bite it up and run with it. Because between now and when Ice Spice and Doechii were opening for Doja Cat, what changed? It's very interesting for me, honestly. But, well, I am talking about it and I'm, bringing light to exactly what's happening because, well, I'm the T-plug. But you, Barbz, is this your business? Absolutely not. If anything, let this be cinema for you. Grab your popcorn, watch from the sidelines, okay? Watch from the sidelines because this is exactly what the music industry looks like. And this one is not your fight. I love Matlamini, but not enough to be going on the internet back and forth with anyone, calling their hypocrisy. The most I'm going to do about it is talk about it on this channel. And that's it. You would not catch me in the streets going back and forth on my personal account, defending Doja Cat from, these things that's being set up. I'm not going to be doing that. This is how the industry works. But anyway, let me insert what Ebro had to say so that you can have the full context.
Patience ever.
You don't know which way she's going.
Exactly, and I expect her to do exactly what she wants, and I feel like she's always going to execute well because she's good at all the things that she touches. The last album was really dope, so for me, it's just like a wait and see game, like where she's going to take it.
So yeah, the new album is called, I think it's pronounced V. Which is Life in French.
Yeah.
I did hear that she was actually recording some of this album in France.
Really?
For a while, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure that was the inspiration, which for me, on my many times I've been to France, France is very much in love with jazz. They're in love with R&B. They're in love with musicianship and great music. Like the music scene there is very vibrant. The hip hop scene is huge. And like they got dope rappers out there. So maybe there's some of that link, gets into this album. Maybe that's the inspiration for it.
That's great inspo. Eddie, you looking forward to this? Does this hit at the gym?
Nah, not really. Like,
So wait,
I don't know.
Doja's not pop enough for you?
She cool. Like, she's really good at music. She just don't. I don't know, man.
Really?
Something about. I don't know, man. She just don't. Like, she does rap well. Like, she raps well. She does everything musically. She just don't. It seemed off with her in hip hop, man. It's like, yeah, you do the music part. Well, again, it's a conversation we always have. Like, there's rap and then there's hip hop, and Doja can rap, and she can. And we see the old videos where she's breakdancing. Like, she does the music stuff right, but
You don't like the demonic stuff that threw you off.
The chat room showing feet. Like,
The
I never really
race,
got over.
back in the day.
Yeah, she don't really. You know what I'm trying to say without trying to say it. So I don't really. She's whatever.
She ain't black enough.
I didn't say that.
She too light skinned.
You can say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm trying to narrow. I'm trying to just get specific, figure out what it is. Because I do believe people feel like Eddie though. Like, I believe that, like, her, you know, there's things about her journey that have been off-putting to people.
It's the same thing people accuse Drake about. She does it more, and we just kind of let it slide.
It's just hard to pin her down. I don't know that I can say I understand who Doja Cat is as a person necessarily. You know what I mean?
When you say she does it more, does what more? The pop stuff? The singing stuff?
Nah, like the accusations of you ain't really in this. You're in this when it's convenient for you.
Well, so we met her as an R&B artist, I think.
Right, she was never really a rapper.
She wasn't really a rapper. She was an R&B artist.
And at first it was like comedy rap even, or comedy
Well, the
pop.
Cow Moo shit was like a spoofy thing, but even
And it's
before
bangers.
that.
And the music's good. Like, I understand that. But we're in 2025, we're in a different place, man. And if you want to dabble in this hip-hop culture, but also, I mean, y'all know what the accusations are in those chat rooms were. And like,
Well, no, it was racist chat room showing feet.
Yeah, even when she was wearing the shirt with the
Nazi comedian dude.
I'm not gonna sit here just because I'm on this platform and pretend all that's all good with me, because it's not.
It's not. It shouldn't be.
2025's wild for us as a people. And if you can get away with it to a degree, and you want to dabble in this world, but then you also culturally want to do a lot of things that are the polar opposite of what this hip hop thing should be, then I ain't with it.
You saying Doja Cat playing with white people too much?
You're the way you phrased.
That's what you said.
The way you phrased.
No, because that's the thing, though.
You just make it impossible to be like, yeah, Ebro, I agree. Thanks. Thanks for getting to the point here.
But that is the point. Sometimes people be playing around with shit too much. You be like, yo, I don't really know where you at with shit. That's what Eddie's saying. And by the way, that's a real thing. Like, that's a real thing for black folks to be like, yo, we not quite sure. Especially when you're a mixed kid.
Yeah,
like, it's a real thing,
you're
bro.
half
I
and
know
half, so
from
you
example.
Exactly.
I lived it. I walk it. Where black people want to know where you at, bro.
Where are you with it?
Where are you with the shit?
Where are you with it?
And now, yo, by the way, when I had my last interview with her, I think we got into that. Like, we got into that where I'm like, listen.
What did she say?
She just was like, nah, I didn't know that comedian was that. And yes, I made mistakes. And she kind of owned it. Like, she wasn't really. But I also think, like, and maybe it's because I understand it because she a mixed kid and her dad wasn't really around like that.
And she also grew up in
wherever, California.
No, not in the state of California. What is the word for the place that she grew up in?
Suburbs?
No, it didn't seem like she grew up in a
Not
normal.
enough black people around to be like, yo, check this out, fam.
The commune?
Oh, she was. Yeah, she was. She did live. So, interesting story that she shared was she grew up, her mother and her grandmother worked with John Coltrane's wife and grew up in a jazz commune where it was like, that's why the music thing is so serious with her and she's so dope because she grew up around all these like jazz artists and she's like.
But I just also don't know like what growing up in a commune does to a developing mixed kid.
Yeah, she probably it's, these mixed kids, yo, these light skins be struggling out here, bro. It's tough, man. It's tough, bro. They're not, especially when they're not really grounded in black American culture. Like,
and it doesn't sound like she grew up grounded in black American culture.
Listen, and he brought up Drake earlier. That's why he brought up Drake, because he was like, people make accusations about Drake. But that's the same thing. Drake is Canadian. That black Black American thing is a specific thing. And if you wasn't raised in and around it, but you're trying to like dibble it, this is what Eddie wanted to say, but you're trying to dibble and dabble with it. I think the difference between Drake and a Doja, if we're talking about mixed kids, is Drake isn't putting on slang and like strip club street essence in her rapping.
Oh, Doja Cat ain't.
Doja Cat, what did I say?
You said Drake, but yes, that's true.
But I think the critique on Drake as it came to that is that world is a specific Black American experience, for better or for worse.
But also too, we can't we can't draw a direct line to Drake in legit ish like we can with her. So it's like,
no, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that
there's
critique.
2 different times. Yeah, there's 2 different times. And
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Look, bro. I'm not here to preach to nobody about certain things. Y'all can like what y'all want to like. I'm not mad. If you want to listen to Doja Cat, do your thing. I just have issues with it. Like, I
you need to know where she at. Say, I just don't know.
I need to know where you at with it.
And that's.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about all of this. Do you see exactly what is happening? And welcome the kitty kittens. What are they called? Oh my God. I always don't know what the Doja Cat fans are called, because while I am a fan of hers, I'm not a fan of hers to that extent. I just appreciate some of her songs, and that's it. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about Coi Leray. It does seem like Coi Leray, there's something that is going on in her household, with her baby daddy. Allegedly, there has been a lot of cheating. And according to this girl that is coming out, she is alleging that, she also, Coi Leray, decided to also cheat back. And honestly, it's just kind of sad, okay? When a pregnant woman is going through all of this. It's actually very sad, and allegedly she had to stalk and do some stalkerish stuff just to ensure that, she catches the men cheating. It's rather sad, honestly. Benzino, where are you when they're dogging your child like this in the streets? Why are you going to the gym if you're not going to give that boy what he deserves? I'm just joking.
It's not even my business to be sharing, y'all. It's not even my business. So I really should be saying nothing, but they were broken up already or taking a break or whatever. And then, of course, he wasn't loyal to her on that break. And he said he found out she the rappers and stuff, and she put a spy camera in his room and then caught him messing with another girl. And that's when she went live and was like, he cheated on me, da, da, da. But really, they weren't together from what I was told. A spy camera, y'all. A spy camera. She was really trying to catch that. Ooh. A spy camera, though. I promise you, if the thing is, I don't know, maybe I'm a little messed. I'm not going to say I'm messed up, but like, if I'm Coi Leray, I'm not putting no spy camera in nobody's room. I don't give a like, do what you gonna do.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about Milagro and, August. I was like, what is going on? So it seems like Milagro and August kind of got into a little back and forth with, August feeling like Milagro was being shady because she gave an example on her live of the time that she was there for him when he was going through a dark time. And it seems like August did not take that lightly, because when I tell you he went off on his channel, I'm not lying, okay? Before he went on this channel, he said, I hear Milagro has something to say about me on her show. I will definitely be responding. And remember, you started it. So now let me insert what Milagro had to say about August that had him feeling this way.
That it can come up and it can be thrown in your face. I think that's dark, but once we into it, like there's a content creator, and I'm gonna just say it plainly. His name is August with the Shade. Was a fan of my show, and then wasn't, and then was again and apologized, and then wasn't again. So you'll find him today talking shit. I ain't never changed none of them days. I don't even know. He been a fan through and through. But he gonna change his tone depending upon what's going on. And it'll be the darkest, wildest shit he'll say. That'll be like, what? But I have an email from that person that I still have access to where he's thanking me for saving his life because he was, and him listening to the sound of my voice saved his life. Now, if I want to get into it with that nigga and really just be like, you so, I say my only regret is that I didn't press in stream that day. Okay? They say all he does is steal your talking points and go live. I mean, really, imagine me being offended by that probably would be dead now if I ain't come outside and shoot the shits with y'all. I mean, so how could you offend me? You thank God and then thank me.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. So after that, indeed, August did go on his, platform. And when I tell you that, oh my God, the read down was just something that I was like, okay, what's going on? Let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. What do you think is exactly going on? Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. That's why sometimes I'm like, I'm staying out of these blogging streets. I'm not trying to be friends with people because people can be weird. You won't even imagine the amount of weirdness that I've faced, being the T-plug in quotes. I put that in quotes because sometimes it's just weird in these streets. I don't know what happens really. Somebody can start really, you can think that, okay, this person is coming to me, they are genuine. And then later you're like, okay, what's going on? You know? So I don't know, you guys. It's just, it seems like friendships amongst bloggers is not a thing that really just works. But I do hope that they sort out everything, that they are going through. Only the two of them know exactly what went down. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that.